We are joined by Claremont Mudscripts head coach Kurt Vlasic and student athletes Jenna Holmes and Spencer Hagenbook. Coach Vlasic, an opening statement.
Yeah, what a fun match. I think it lived up to the billing, that's for sure. You've got two of the best teams in the country. They've seen each other before multiple years, by the way, and you just know those matches are going to be back and forth and back and forth. I think there's an incredible mutual respect for each other. They're a fun group to watch. They're a fun group to play. They bring out the best in us. I like to think that we bring out the best in them. Julie is a close friend that does an amazing job. She's been doing it forever and ever. And you just know when you're going to play Trinity, it's going to be a match. And we played volleyball the right way. We did everything right. You look at it on paper, statistically, we outplayed them in every single category. We outhit them. We outdug them by a bunch. We stayed with them in blocks. We were just better across the board. It was just a matter of when those points were scored, and that's the unfortunate part of, you got to be a little bit lucky at times too. As good as these two teams are, certain points can go either way at certain times, and I just felt like our mistakes, the timing of the mistakes were just a little bit off tonight, and we know that. I love this group because they're super accountable to that, and the way they came back and responded after mistakes, we had talked about it before the match. Something that was a flowing dialogue, and I thought it was really good. Obviously very disappointed, but big picture, you keep things in perspective and you look at the fact that CMS Volleyball has only lost to 2 teams in 2 years, and I don't think that should be overlooked. Yes, this loss stinks. The loss in the Final Four last year stinks, but it's part of the game. There's only one team that gets to end the season with a win, and it's a battle to get to that point.
Awesome. Our next question is for Jenna. Great game tonight, 23 kills, hitting .327. How are you feeling about your performance?
I feel very proud. We knew going into it that it was going to be a hard game. Just have to leave it all out there. But the numbers just aren't really what matters. I'm just more proud of the fact that I had my team around me and supporting me the whole time, just supporting each other. No matter who got the kills, no matter how many numbers of kills you get, it's just each point that matters. And I'm just so proud of the way my team just stayed together through the whole thing.
Spencer, congratulations on a fantastic career here at CMS. When you look back at your time, what do you think you'll look back on with the most fondness?
I would definitely say my relationships with the girls. This is a fantastic group. I don't know, I think college volleyball is something that's a little bit hard to keep your inner child, because there's so much pressure, and it's just oh my God, and you just lose yourself and you lose all those things that made you want to play in the first place. And the beautiful thing about this group is that they brought that out in me, and I didn't think that would ever happen. Freshman year was very hard, it was a lot of pressure. But I think that last year's team especially, and this year's team especially, they're a great group of girls. They're going to go far. I'm really excited to see where they end up in later years. And I'm really going to miss playing with these girls, but I know that they'll stay in my life, and I'm rooting for them always, and they're the best. So
Our next question is for Coach. Can you talk a little bit about the senior class and what you will remember most about them?
Yeah, what a special group. It's I was telling them in the locker room, I don't know if there's been a senior class that's ever dealt with more. Talk about super highs and super lows. They've won 4 consecutive conference championships, 4 consecutive SCIAC tournament championships. They've been to the Final Four. They've been to 4 NCAA tournaments, but then they had to deal with COVID, and that's a weird yin and yang to, this career. And, I'm really going to miss them. It's hard because I've got such special relationships with each one, and it's different with each one. Sonia is somebody that I can lean on heavily to give us fire, energy, a good firm talking to every once in a while. She gets this group going. Jackie and I have just this incredible relationship where we can talk about whatever at any time, and she checks in regularly, and I just have so much confidence in what she can do on the court at any given time. And the hard one for me is going to be Spencer. It's been fun. It hasn't always been perfect, but it's been fun. That we have had some of the most unique conversations known, but we get each other, and I think it's one of those where we make each other better, and we both know when each other is having a tough day, and we know how to talk through it. You know, there have been days where we both had bad days, and we had to talk through it. But I love her to death, and her fire and ability to do what's asked at any given time, whether she likes it or not, is so special, and yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
Okay, so this question is for Jenna and Coach. What sort of momentum does playing in front of your home crowd, you know, there were 812 tonight in Roberts Pavilion, and, you know, the NCAA Championship is going to be hosted by CMS next year. What momentum does this give the team going into next season?
It was a lot of fun. Like, I honestly did not expect that many people to come, but it's always fun having a crowd. It just like boosts the energy even more. So good to know next year that we'll be doing that again. But like, I don't know, even so, I just feel like even if we didn't have the crowd, that my team would have had just the same energy going into it. Like it mattered in a way that it brings energy, but it also didn't matter, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, it was fun, and I love all the support. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the future's bright for us. We move on, and I think it's exciting. You know, you look at somebody like Brooke McKee, who played tonight incredibly well, hit 368, and she's a freshman in arguably one of the biggest matches CMS has ever played, and she showed up and stepped up. Our future's really bright, and I think you look at those things. But I think the most important thing is not just the energy of the fans, it's the support that the schools have provided. You know, at one point in the match tonight, after a timeout, I look up in the stands, and I've got presidents of the school like jumping up and down and cheering, and there's Erica, who's done everything humanly possible to make sure that this team is supported. And what I mean by that is she's put a staff around us, you know, everyone from Brian in the equipment room to Steve and Jesse and all the trainers upstairs, and you know, the front desk staff that work Roberts. I mean, this event was incredible, and a special shout out to Chris Bells, who did everything humanly possible. Bo, who's our games manager. I mean, those people should get the credit for the energy. I think they provided a space for our fans, and again, to look up into the stands and see the presidents of the school jumping up and down and fist pumping. I mean, that's, we're so blessed. So you look at the future, you look at next year, I think obviously this is a great springboard, and Roberts Pavilion itself has been a great facility, but we are actually able to show off what it's capable of, and I'm really proud of that.
One final question for you, Spencer. What are your words of wisdom for players coming into this program?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Have fun. I know it's cliche, but I play my best, and everyone plays their best when they don't care about winning or losing. They just play because they love the sport. I know it's like super cliche, but like honestly, if you have fun, like you're gonna be your best self out there. And so that's the only thing that I would say. That and keep fighting. Always.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe travels back to Claremont.